BYOD to school for 21st century learning. Bring your own device. There are a variety of technological devices. However, some are more common than others. The first thing we have on our list of common devices is the smartphone. A smartphone is a cell phone that includes additional software functions. It combines a cell phone with a handheld computer that has internet access. Next on our list of common BYOD devices is the laptop. The laptop is a portable personal computer that is designed for mobile use. Next on our list is a list of common BYOD devices. We have what is called the tablet. Very popular. The tablet is a mobile computer with a touch screen display. It is equipped with a camera and microphone, and the touch screen display uses finger or stylus gestures that substitutes for the mouse or the keyboard. In addition, we have the iPad. The iPad is a tablet computer that was developed by Apple. It can also come with an adjustable keyboard that can be used for added ease of use. Now, when you're thinking about BYOD, and you're thinking of all of the cables that have to be connected, wireless is going to be the way to go, because with wireless access, more possibilities are allowed. It's also important when you're considering BYOD to consider the best practices. When schools are incorporating BYOD, proper thought and planning must be instituted in order for it to be successful. There are several steps that should be taken by school systems when considering BYOD, and these policies should be implemented. First, it is necessary to turn off all features that are not necessary. Doing this saves bandwidth if you're using the wireless access points that are in your school district, and it also saves students who are utilizing their personal data plan. Next on our list, it is always important to review all permissions when downloading applications. This is a way of safeguarding against applications accessing phones in a manner that is unacceptable by users. For example, some applications ask to assess your location, and they will track you everywhere you go. So it is important to look at all of the permissions when you're downloading applications to see if they are acceptable and within your policy guidelines. It's also important to always use password protection. This is an added security measure to serve against hackers and if anyone steals your phone or your device. It's also important not to connect to suspicious or unknown networks. This could make your device very susceptible to viruses, and we all know that viruses will make your device run inappropriately or not at all. It's also important never to click on links from unknown sources. You may end up somewhere you don't want to be or with something you don't want to have. Next, always apply updates. This keeps your applications working properly. It's nothing worse than having an application that doesn't work as effectively and efficiently as it should. You also need to be aware of applications that enable geolocation automatically. You may be tracked and not know it, so you need to be aware of that, because We all know that we don't want to be followed everywhere. So we as savvy technological users need to choose where we want to be followed. When looking at percentages that count, approximately 69.4% of students have a smartphone with a data package. This makes BYOD a feasible possibility in school systems, especially when they don't have any funds. In the rural, low-income, poverty-stricken school systems, if the majority of the schools system students have smartphones, then that would free up funds to be that so they can spend those funds on students who do not have devices to bring to school. It's also important to look at all of the available resources that are available. You are not alone when you're implementing the BYOD. There is plenty of support that's out there as you advance your skills to Web 2.0. Now, BYOD has a lot of advantages, and you should consider those advantages when thinking about implementing BYOD in your school system. First, funds can be directed towards students who do not have a device. If all of the students who have devices bring those, then the funds that are there in the system can be geared towards students who do not have any access to devices. That really helps school systems who are in need of additional funding to support this initiative. Next, teachers receive training on how to effectively implement instruction. It is important that teachers receive training, and once they receive the needed training to be able to effectively implement the technological instruction that's needed for a successful BYOD program, they will become the true facilitator that it takes for our 21st century learner. Next, with BYOD, one of the advantages is that students learn how to effectively utilize technology. We all know that technology is the wave of the present and the future, and students need to know how to effectively utilize that technology. What better way for them to learn than on their own device? And lastly, with the BYOD, districts began to connect the classroom learning to the community. It is important to involve everyone, all stakeholders, in building and connecting the learning of tomorrow's future. All stakeholders need an input because schools, classroom, and the community serve to produce a learner for the 21st century, and they all have a stake in it, and they should be a part of it. So it's important to note that with proper planning, BYOD can be a success in your school system. Now, for further information, you can access the following references, but there are tons of references available for BYOD. These are just a few that have been utilized for this presentation, but I encourage you to think about adding BYOD in your school system to enable the 21st century learner to be as productive as they can be in the 21st century. Thank you.